Hey there, it's Laurie from eFlirt, and I wanted to create a special video for you today to talk to you about how to create more possibility in your love life. Because how would it feel if finding love just felt easy? Something I find after working with thousands of women one-on-one is that there's this really strong correlation I see between the words that we use, even the words that we use to talk to ourselves, not to other people, any words we use, language, and how possible life seems, how possible love seems, how possible anything that we talk about seems in our lives. Because our worlds are our reality, right? We believe them. Otherwise, we wouldn't say them. But sometimes they're things that we created. They're beliefs that we created. And so something really interesting is that research finds that when we use negative words, it increases our stress hormone. And when our stress hormone increases, our fear response kicks in. So when we use negative words, sometimes we actually feel scared. But on the opposite end of things, when we use positive words, it activates our frontal lobe. And our frontal lobe is the place where we learn what's right and what's wrong. And when we learn what's right and what's wrong, it also creates motivation for us to move forward. So any words that we use that are positive, it teaches us that that's the right thing, and that conversely, the opposite of it is the wrong thing. So using positive words in our everyday and kind of releasing those negative words is really important to changing our lives and creating more possibility. So anything can feel more possible when you just shift the language. And I've been teaching my clients this, the ones that I work with one-on-one, for a long time. And I also teach all of my clients in my program, Abundant Love, about this because it's just so important. Language plays such a huge role in our lives and we don't even know it sometimes. So today I'm going to teach you the same exercise that I teach all of my clients. The first thing is you want to make sure that you just kind of observe the language that you use. Take a look through one of your days and write everything down that you say. The words that you say to yourself, those negative words, are the ones that impact us the most. The ones that we can't say out loud because we can't even own them to the world, right? Those are the most scary. So go throughout your day and write down everything that you say to yourself. Doesn't matter whether it's about love or your career or anything else in life. Just write down anything negative that happens. And then you're going to sit down and create some new truths, right? And so I don't mean taking something like, maybe you say to yourself, like, I'm never going to meet the one. The answer is not, I'm going to meet the one tomorrow. And that's your new truth because you probably don't believe that. You need to have a strong belief in these new truths. So perhaps instead it becomes, I'm actively trying to meet the right person. Maybe that's the new belief for you, or whatever you really believe. Ultimately, we want to release all those negative words, the never, the don't, the it's hard, any of those phrases that you use in your language is what we want to try to eliminate. So you create the new truths, but then the most important part is actually saying them to yourself. And I find personally, when I did this exercise for myself, what was most helpful was reading them every morning so that I started the day on the right foot and I started the day with the feeling of possibility, like anything can happen. And then what happened for me, and I'm sure will happen for you too, is that sometimes throughout the day, those old truths start to creep back in. And it's easy to say, oh, no, I believe this other thing instead. So it creates possibility because I don't want it to feel anymore like love is impossible for you. Imagine if love didn't feel impossible, or anything that you wanted in life, a new job, a better social life, to move, anything that you want is possible. And you can make that shift just by changing your language. So go ahead and try it. I cannot wait to hear what happens for you and what you end up really believing.